think my YouTube show is witty, funny, and informative, right?
Of course I do, Dad.
Hey, what are you doing? It's not nice. The Webster's Collegiate Dictionary definition of troll. Troll, in Scandinavian folklore, a giant or dwarf living in caves or underground or under bridges. One who trolls. Someone who gives a thumbs down after watching a YouTube video in hopes of gaining at least a modicum of emotional compensation for the extreme likelihood of never getting laid. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Ball. Look at me. I want you to look right at me. Do me a favor. Go to this link below. Go give some sub love to a friend of mine. She's got a new channel here on YouTube. Give her a warm welcome to our community. It's called Horror Chat with Hope. She's a really cool chick. She's actually a big Raiders fan, and I'm a big Broncos fan. So the fact that we're still able to be friends just shows you how cool she is. But she does, horror film reviews, shows off her collection. She's a big extreme Asian cinema fan, so really awesome person. Get her some sub love, get those subs up, those views up, and she's well deserving of that. So go do me a favor, just go do it, please. I'm telling you to go do it. Link below. Let's get those subs up for horror chat with Hope. Get right to it, as I did last episode. Some brand new horror films that I've watched of late since the last episode. One night, the wife and I went out and rented films, which is awesome. I love to rent. It's such a dying thing right now, dying art with so many video businesses going under as we speak. But we're fortunate to still have one around us at least. So we went out and rented some new horror. Watched these three all in one night. Good time. First one was a film called Axed. It's put out by the Fangoria series that they have out right now, where they're much like Bloody Disgusting, they're putting out a batch of what seems like mostly foreign stuff, which is cool. I saw the trailer of this one a while back, and I was actually pretty excited about it. It looked pretty cool. About a guy who gets axed from work, gets fired, and kind of loses it. So he takes his family on an impromptu trip to a cabin, countryside cabin or cottage, whatever you want to call it. And you learn some things about the family, some family secrets about each family member. He has 2 children. And from there it progresses that he basically completely loses it and fucks with all of them. Really cool story, fun premise, I thought. And the lead guy who plays the father, the actor, I thought did a really good job. First half I thought was fantastic. The wife and I really enjoyed it. We liked where it was going. It was fun, demented. But then it just slowly started going downhill from there. The narrative, the performances. And then it just had this really lame ending. So can't really recommend that one. It's a shame because it seemed very promising the first half, but then it just ended up spiraling down into a dud. Then we watched this, I believe it's an Australian film, an Aussie film called Crawl, which is put out by the Bloody Disgusting Selects label. Another good one in that regard. It's a lot of fun. It's more, I think there's a lot, it's really quirky, which I liked about it. It's nothing original or real creative, but it's just well done, entertaining, really cute lead chick. Good characters. Again, it's quirky. It's a little more kind of like black humor, tongue-in-cheek type humor, so you got to keep that in mind when going into it. Just a lot of fun. Highly recommended. I'll definitely be adding that one to my collection called Crawl. And then finally that night we watched awesome film called Sushi Girl. You've probably heard of it if you haven't seen it yet. Highly recommended. It's across the board. Awesome cast. Good story and premise. Loved the ending. The cast, I mean, Tony Todd, let's see, who else you got in there? James Duvall, and Tony is really the best role I've seen Tony Todd play in a long time. He was fantastic in it. Duvall is always entertaining. But who stole the show was Mark Hamill. Yes, Luke Skywalker himself. Completely stole the show, plays a gay gangster, and he was just awesome. Right from his first line, we were just cracking up. And highly recommend it. Go check that one out. It's definitely worth fucking buying. I will definitely be buying it. Sushi Girl, awesome. And then this past week, we had watched rented one called Girls Against Boys. I'd seen the trailer. I thought it looked pretty cool, but I wasn't expecting it. Wasn't going in with too high expectations. But it was actually quite pleasing, entertaining. Stars Daniel Panabaker, who you may remember or know from the god-awful Friday the 13th remake. But she's, of course, very sexy, easy on the eyes, but she's really good in it. I like her as an actress. She really carries the film. Basically a revenge film, pretty much, revenge slasher film, whatever you want to call it. Not as gory or gruesome as maybe you'd like to see for a film of that ilk, but overall very entertaining, pleasantly surprised. I really like the ending. Kind of first half is a little more on the kind of like dark drama, but you had that impending dread, similar to like the first half of that film Alice. While Alice completely goes off the rail and becomes a gore fest, this film doesn't quite go that route, but definitely derails into something a little more extreme and kind of goes completely out of hand. It's definitely a film you have to completely dispel all realism, because you just got to let it go. Let your mind go, enjoy the ride. Don't start complaining about plot holes or realistic reactions to people. Just forget about it. Just have a good time with it, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Highly recommend it. Girls Against Boys. So, been seeing a lot of really cool stuff overall this year. So we're off to a great start in horror for 2013. Next episode, I promise I will start showing you guys the brand new segments for season 3. That'll start next episode. But for now, I got 2 more great segments for you guys. Great film recommendation and another cool thing to show you on the table. So I hope you stick around and enjoy the show. And as always, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch. Enjoy. Alright, everyone, I need you to go to the store, buy a cheap notebook. Every film that I recommend in this segment that you have not yet seen or don't own, write it down in the notebook. And on the front cover of this notebook, I want you to write these 4 simple words.
Just fucking buy it, why wouldn't you?
Just fucking buy it!
Just effing buy it.
Just fucking buy it. Just fucking buy it. I mean, why wouldn't you buy it? Is this not a face you can trust? Just fucking buy it. Okay. Just fucking buy it.
Just fucking buy it.
Welcome back, everyone, to Just Fucking Buy It. Season 3 is here. I welcome 26 back for the segment.
Cheers.
Charles. Let's get it right.
Charles.
You actually appeared in the first Just Fucking Buy It. So that was for Sheaton, correct? Mm-hmm. So welcome back to this segment. First Just Fucking Buy It of season 3. It was voted upon by the viewers to bring this segment back, so very cool. And we have obviously a great film for you in our eyes. I want to say what this film is. This is a slasher film from 2007.
2007. Carver. Should I show both?
Yeah, show both covers.
They're both covers.
Region 1, Region 2. I bought this because you guys know if I don't like the cover of an issue, I gotta get the cover I like better. But so I like the killer there on there. So film, again, these are films that a lot of people out there, you know, if you're in the scene, that's cool. In the scene, you know about it, but I think it's films that we feel don't get mentioned enough by the average horror fan. So this is a slasher film. Get to the plot. It's pretty simple.
Right.
Bare bones.
Yeah,
it's quick to say.
Throwback. Yeah.
Throwback. Just I don't even want to call them young. They're college kids, right? Because the 2 of them are talking about going for their masters or whatever. Right. So college kids going to
camping
vacation in the South, of course, because no one camps in the North, right? Are you not allowed to camp?
It's too cold, obviously.
Civil War issues are still going on with that. So they go to the South, camp. I think the main reason was the 2 of the characters, basically 5 main characters, 2 of them are brothers, and the one brother, they had like childhood, right? They would camp there when they were kids. So
they're going back there to kind of reclaim their
it's insinuated they're having
almost,
like brotherly problems, maybe.
They are, yeah.
So the one convinces the other one they're going down there to camping. And they're going to meet 2 of their friends there who are a couple. Those are the four main, and then they meet another girl while they're there. So those are the five main characters. When they get there, they end up going to this local restaurant where a guy named Carver owns the place, and the titular name, and he has
Was he named Carver? That would kind
Was
of
it-
give a lot
The
away.
last names were Carver.
Okay.
yeah, the last it's said that I think right from
They
the
just
start.
throw it right out there.
Yeah, I think
No
yeah, that-
fucking around here. You know what's going on.
that was said early on. There, and to say right off the bat, since we may have already done that, but I don't think we did, there will be spoilers later, but we'll give that alert later on. And the main person is revealed, a portly fellow whose name was
Carver.
Well, that was first name.
Oh, I don't remember his first name.
Is it Bobby? Or, I don't remember what his name was. That's terrible. Anyway, show the killer there. That's terrible. How can I not remember his
This
name?
is the nameless Carver. We don't know his name.
And show his back. We should know his name. Show the back picture. Very adorable fellow.
Yeah,
right
he is.
there.
He's a cute guy.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys can imagine standard slasher plot. Chaos ensues, killing starts. You're known pretty quickly who the killer was, and what it is. When the group of four friends meet, they end up meeting this other girl who happens to be camping there as well, and her friend has gone missing.
She just stays
She's
there.
literally camping right where they're gonna camp.
Right.
Like they don't bother moving to it late. They camp right next to her.
They're just, is it cool if we just come here and
But,
yeah,
but,
fine.
but they
I don't
have
anything
they have
better
this
going
whole
on.
woods, and they're like, oh well, you're here, but this is where we wanted to be, so we're just gonna camp here. So anyways, she's cool, but she's like her friend's been missing for I don't know, it was a few hours maybe.
Yeah, it was a few hours.
So they end up helping the guy that they meet at this. The Carver guy owns this like bar restaurant, place, and he asks them
help him move some stuff.
help him move some stuff for him, of course. And they're reluctant, of course, but then they're like, hey, you can come back tonight. We're having karaoke night, and we'll get you a free round of drinks. So they're like, okay, let's
He
do
said
it.
free, I think he said free drinks for the night.
Is that it? Yeah, full
he's-
night of drinks. So who wouldn't do that?
$50 and free
That,
drinks
that
for
was,
the
you're
night.
right. They did negotiate a little bit. So at first it was just gonna be for free, and then he had to throw in the 50. Then
Right.
they, being the shrewd
Couldn't get him to do it otherwise.
shrewd college kids that they were able to finagle a night of free drinking. So they go to this. They have to go to this little house that he has like beyond the. It's not his actual like living house. It's like a farm almost. Like
Yeah.
a farmhouse.
Which is kind of odd that he just sends them there unsupervised.
Yeah, they told him that there was like supplies for the restaurant that they needed to bring there. And so when they go, they're of course being all college kids, high school kids, we're all nosy in that time
Right,
of your
of
life,
course,
of
you
course.
should expect that, yeah.
You go there were reels of film there, so of course you're gonna find the player, and they put the projector on and they watch these films, and it's snuff films, but they think
it's just a horror movie.
right,
yeah.
which
It's
was
just
actually
cheap
funny
film.
watching them because they're like laughing, and they're like those effects are pretty cheesy, and they're of course we're not giving anything away. They're watching. You pretty much can tell it's real murders going on because you see
Murders committed by.
yeah, so it's real snuff films. They don't realize that at the time, but that's the setup for the whole movie then. So the killing starts, but they have a night of drinking. That's where they first start. And the cast, I have to bring up Kristen Green. I'm a big fan of. Yeah, good look. Finchie's here with us off camera in case you want. You haven't heard any burping, so you know Shelly's not around. But yeah, Kristen Green, I'm a fan of. You're a fan of her too. She's a sexy girl. I kind of compared. She reminds me kind of Sherry Moon Zombie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely get
They
that.
could be sisters.
Especially, in voice and everything.
Yeah, just all around. They could definitely be sisters. Really, really hot chick, good horror babe, and she's been in Evil Bong, which we're fans of. She's been a lot of Full Moon stuff. Doll Graveyard, which I actually like, and a film called The Haunted Casino, which I have yet to see, with Sid Haig. If anyone out there is a fan of The Haunted Casino, let me know how much Kristen Green is in it. She would be the blonde, the hot blonde. So anyway, so Kristen Green, when I first saw Carver, I was excited that she was in it. She plays a big role in the movie.
It's pretty much why we rented it the first time was because Kristen Green was.
Yeah.
That's why you felt
Yeah, that's why I was inclined to. Right? But back then we were running like pretty much
anything.
But so I guess we'll immediately go into what thoughts we were talking about this film before we started this, and the first, I don't want to say first half because it's not that far in. Let's say the first half hour of this film, generally don't want to go as far as say mediocre, but it's a run-of-the-mill,
Right.
average,
It doesn't
low
separate
budget.
itself
Right.
from any other slasher movie in the first half of it. Yeah,
I would say other than Kristen Green, there isn't much to be excited about.
Right.
You know, and there's a point where I guess there's a kill early on in the film that looks really good.
The first kill looks
Yeah, it
really
looks
good.
They actually don't show it enough because like this
But,
chick gets
yeah.
her. They showed it in the opening credits, and it's kind of like the editing's like all, and it looks
Was it with
fantastic.
was it with a saw?
Yeah, it's a saw, and her head goes back, and it looks fantastic. But anyway, so later, the movie to me turns for the better when the first major kill, and that kill is fantastic. We'll say it.
One of the best. You know, they say on the cover that where is it?
Which of course is ridiculous.
See what everyone is calling the most horrific scene in horror film history, and that's the scene they're referring to. It's not that good, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. This is like symbolic of the switch to me of the film. Basically, one of the guys, the boyfriend of Kristen Green's character, he plays the consummate douchebag,
Right,
macho, kind of thinks he's
douchey,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a douche.
Gets
But-
into a bar fight.
Gets into a bar fight, and during the karaoke night, and but so he ends up having. It's funny how going to the bathroom is a big part of this movie. It kind of starts the movie.
Yeah,
like
that's what really that's where the grime starts in
Yeah.
that movie. You know, it's,
when they first go to the Carver's establishment, it's because the one brother has to take a dump, as he
Right.
said. I think he says it. I have to take a dump.
the funniest.
He goes to the bathroom. It's just the worst bathroom. And us playing, all three of us playing in bands, we've been in some bad
right,
bathrooms.
of course.
There's
The
the
best
best. Did you
part-
reference it? The wall.
Shit all over the
Yeah,
place.
the best part though is when he opens the first stall and it's like it's pretty bad,
Really?
and then he pulls back the second one and there's shit all over the
Including-
all over the walls.
And he
all
says
over
it.
the
He goes. I
Who
think
shit's
the-
on the wall?
Yeah, he goes. I think he says the wall. Really?
That's, yeah.
So yeah, it's funny how like there's
was
some.
ridiculous.
It's literal bathroom humor. It's not like fart jokes. It's literally seeing horrible bathrooms, and it happens again when the guy gets in the bar fight. He goes to go to the bathroom. There's like a line of people, and they're all like, "Fuck you, dude! I don't care. Your nose is broken. Go."
Right.
You know. So he ends up going to this outhouse.
Right, the owner sends him to the
Sends him to the outhouse.
We have a
and-
decent outhouse.
Of course, he opens the outhouse door, and it's even worse than the bathroom that's inside. Of course, there's like
There's like worms. on
condoms.
it.
There's
Yeah,
used condoms.
There's living things. There's organisms on this toilet. And the fucking dude sits down. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm just going."
In the bonus features, this is why you watch the bonus features. He said apparently they edited that part, and he actually did clean. They addressed
Yeah.
this. He cleans the rim with the toilet paper, but then when he realizes that he needs to wipe, the toilet paper is gone because he used it all to clean the rim. Anyway,
We should have left that fucking scene.
we've talked way too long about the fucking toilets. Anyway, he's in the house. This is the first major kill of the movie, and it looks awesome. He basically, I can't believe I forget his name. We're just gonna have to call him Carver.
Yeah,
So-
Overall Carver.
Overall guy. He comes in, bashes him over the head, and the guy falls down with his pants down. Carver takes the toilet, dumps all the shit on the guy, which looks awesome. Then he grabs his pee-pee, and they do a great close-up of what appears to be, obviously, I assume it's not, real balls. It could be the guy's
It
balls.
looked pretty damn.
If it wasn't his
convincing.
balls, it was the
did.
best fake balls I've
Yeah.
ever seen in a movie. And he had pliers.
Yeah.
He has pliers, and he fucking squashes them.
It's one of those things that makes you feel very uncomfortable
Yeah.
as a man to watch.
Yeah, there's a little bit of, in watching it again recently to revisit, because we hadn't seen it in years. There was a little bit of CGI in when the balls burst, but it's fine. It looked, it looked great. But we'll take a quick break and tell you about the rest of this ball splitting movie.